If you'd like to text, start your message with the word Devon. And we're also talking about making do and mending. Do you make do and mend? We often hear, don't we, about the throwaway society. Not many of us these days make do and mend, but there's a growing movement against throwing things away and instead repairing things. It's 9 years since the International Repair Café movement started. And now there are 6 in Devon, another 5 due to open in the next few months. And they're looking for more volunteers as well. Wonder if Retro Rich would volunteer. Richard Green is out and about this morning at a Make Do and Mend Café, a repairing café. Richard, where exactly are you?
Well, I'm in Sidmouth, where there is a repair cafe, which is going to be going on this very weekend. You know, they could repair things like, you know, worn-out American football shirts that have been worn far too much over this summer. And they could stick sort of patches on, you know, from various American football teams, etc., to make it look sparkling and new, just for example. They could do that. They could do that. But let's have a little word then with Angie Carney, who's alongside me from the Sidmouth Repair Café. First of all, I mean, I guess to use an old advertising slogan, it does what it says on the tin. The Repair Café is where people bring stuff along to get things repaired.
Yeah, on the surface, that's what it's all about, and we'll help people to fix things up for themselves, show them how to do it. But it's a lot more than that.
Yes, such as?
So I work for the Salvation Army in Sidmouth, and we're all about we want to see this community flourish. So the Repair Cafe is about kind of giving people a sense of purpose, addressing maybe loneliness issues. So it's many layered, like our community. There are lots of people who are retired. Maybe you're a chippy and you haven't worked for quite a long time and you feel that there's no value in you as a person. So you can come along, offer to be one of our fixers, be part of a team, come along and share your skills, maybe with younger people, with others, chat with other fixers, how are we going to fix this? And also find a real sense of community. So maybe you're somebody who doesn't have anything to fix, but you want to see what all the fuss is about.
Because, of course, this isn't just happening in Sidmouth. We'll talk about your specific cafe in a moment, but there are loads here in Devon. There are repair cafes in Tiverton, in Exeter, in the Blackdown Hills, in Dartington, in Exmouth, and apparently around 1,600 repair cafes in 33 countries. So Sidmouth is joining a merry band of volunteers. That's right, isn't it? Exactly.
Yeah, we're part of a growing move to really just change communities, to think about our environment more. We all kind of are waking up to the fact that we're a throwaway society and we need to do something about it. And Sidmouth is generally, the community is actively fighting plastic waste. We've got Sidmouth Plastic Warriors, all that kind of stuff. So we're joining a bigger movement and we're glad to do that.
OK, let's just take a little wander down Walbrook Road, isn't it, that we're on here at Sidmouth at the moment. And just opposite us, very brightly coloured bench, which is by the bus stop, which is a bit of a figurehead item, I guess, for the Sidmouth Repair Cafe, isn't it? Tell us a little bit about that, Angie.
Okay, so in my role for the Salvation Army, I meet lots of people, some with significant mobility issues. And one of our friends, Rachel, found she couldn't use this bus stop because there was no bench there, which feels to me like a bit of a justice issue. We should all have a bench at our bus stops. So I thought, maybe I could do something about that. Contacted different people, met with a few obstacles, and then eventually came to Tim Harris at Street Scene, who said he could donate us 2 broken benches if we knew anyone who could fix them up, which the Repair Cafe was in the planning stage then. So we put all this together and found a prospective fixer, Alan, who has done a brilliant job, don't you think?
Yeah, I do. Orange and blue. It's all brightly coloured, lovely painted. Perfect for people who are waiting at the bus stop, although having said that, there's a young lady stood up at the moment waiting. Yeah, too nice to sit on at the moment. But this is tongue-in-cheek. It's not a bit like Trigger's broom, is it? You know, on Only Fools and Horses, where he says, oh, this broom, I've had it for 20 years. It's had 15 new sticks and 12 new heads.
Well, it could be a little bit like that, I suppose. It is actually 2 benches, and there are a few struts and new pieces of wood in it. And Dave has given it, as you say, a lovely coat of paint. So it could be said to be like that. It's certainly a talking point. And even as it was being put in place, I had a really significant chat with one guy as we stood and looked at it. So it's starting the conversation about the Repair Café.
And tell us about your specific Repair Café, because it's meeting on Saturday and then it's going to meet regularly, isn't it, in the forthcoming months?
Yeah, so tomorrow we're at Sidmouth Youth Centre in Manston. That's the space that we use for it, from 10 o'clock till 2. And then after this month, it'll be the last Saturday of every month at the youth centre.
And how do people find out about it? If they've heard this and they think, oh yeah, but I need to check out some details. How do they get details from you?
Okay, so the best way to do that is to look at Facebook. We've got a Sidmouth Repair Café page. You can find details there, contact details. You can message us. There's a team of people looking after social media, so you'll get a good response there. Or you can also find Sidmouth Salvation Army online and contact me, or on Facebook. So, yeah, you should be able to find us, certainly.
Okay, one final question. I guess there's a safety element to it as well. I guess, if somebody brings along their broken kettle or something like that, you've got to make sure that whoever's repairing it or does the repair, doesn't electrocute someone, for goodness sake. Yeah, of course, and that's a big question. All the repair cafes are kind of looking at, and looking at insurance and all that kind of stuff. But we have actually got disclaimers. We're actually at the moment we're looking for a PAT tester. So if you're somebody who has the PAT testing gear and lives locally, we'd love for you to get in touch. But do come along and just find friendship as well, a warm welcome, and cup of tea, piece of cake, bacon roll. Come along and see what all the fuss is about, all the buzz is about. We'd love to see you there. Well, there you go, Gordon. Interesting, isn't it? A repair cafe here in Sidmouth. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to bring along the BBC Radio Devon Outside broadcast vehicle, which I'm currently partly broadcasting from at the moment. That's got something slightly wrong with it. We could bring that to the repair cafe.
Oh dear. And I like the way your lovely guest there said, have a cup of tea, but only if that kettle's working that you mentioned, because at the moment it's up the spout, but well done.
Well, of course.
Yes. Richard, thank you.
That's it.
In beautiful Sidmouth this morning, and you can hear it's getting quite busy in the background there in Sidmouth as Richard hopefully will get a cup of tea. 7:27, I see in one of the papers today